Hello dear children, this is Reema Singh, your English teacher, and I welcome you all in today's video in which we will discuss class 11's poem A Photograph by Shirley Toulson. So let's begin. Shirley Toulson, whose real name was Kathleen Shirley Dixon, was born on 20th May 1924 in Henley-on-Thames, England, as the daughter of Douglas Horsfall Dixon and Marjorie Brown. She secured a BA in literature. Shirley was always passionate about writing, most probably because her father was also a writer. Shirley's famous works are Shadows in an Orchard, All Right Orin, I Know You Are There, Farm Museums and Farm Park, and The Drovers. So let's start the poem. A Photograph is a heart-touching poem composed by Shirley Toulson. Here, the poet recalls her mother while looking at one of her childhood photographs. It goes like this. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. In these lines, the poet says that the cardboard, this word is used for the photo frame. It reminds her about the day when her mother had gone for a beach holiday along with her two cousins. Her mother was 12 years old that time, and being the eldest girl, she was holding the hands of her cousins. This shows the protective nature of a mother. All three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera, a sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. Here, in these lines, the poet is saying that on the day of beach holiday, her mother, along with her cousin, was standing still as they all were giving a pose for a photograph. Their uncle was ready with the camera, and that time, her mother was having a very sweet face because that time the poet was not born and her mother was just a young girl of 12 years old. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. Not only poet's mother and her cousins, but the sea can also be seen behind them in the picture. And it seems that in all these years, the sea has changed a very little, that this change cannot be noticed. The sea washed terribly transient feet of poet's mother and her cousins. This less changed appearance of the sea indicates that all human beings are mortal and they change over time. Dear children, let me tell you that this poem is composed in three different phases. In first phase, the poet has discussed about her mother's childhood when she was a young girl of 12 years old and she had gone for a beach holiday. Let's move towards the second phase of the poem, which is of some 20 to 30 years later when the photograph was taken. Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. See Betty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter, both ripe with the labored ease of loss. Now in the second stanza, the poet is discussing about the second phase of her mother's life when she is a married woman and she is having kids, and poet is one of her daughters. After some 20-30 years when the photograph was taken, one day poet's mother showed her the photograph and she told her about her cousins Betty and Dolly. She also told her that that day they all were very happy and they all were beautifully dressed by their parents as they had gone for a beach holiday. Her mother laughed at the photograph as she could remind her childhood through the picture, but she is a bit sad also as she knew that she could not get it back. So she is trying to adjust herself with the situation where she is happy as well as sad at the same time. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter, both ripe with the labored ease of loss. Here, the poet says that the childhood of her mother was her mother's past, right? And her laughter is her past because she also knew that she will never be able to see her mother's laughter because now she is dead. So now she is able to understand the situation of her mother when she was trying hard to adjust herself with the fact that she will never get her childhood back. Now the poet is also going through the same situation where she is trying so hard to accept the reality that her mother is dead now and she will never be able to see her laughter again in life. Let's move towards the third and the last phase of this poem. Now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. And of this circumstance, there is nothing to say at all. It's silence, silences. In the third phase of this poem, poet's mother is dead, and 12 years have been passed of his death. And this 12 year is the same number of her age when the picture was taken. And in this last stanza, the poet is saying that she is so sad, and now she is able to understand the condition of her mother when she felt sorry, when she felt sad, that she would never be able to get back her childhood. In the same way, today the poet is sad that she will never be able to meet with her mother again in life, and she would never be able to see her laughter again in life. So she is somehow trying to adjust herself with the situation, and under these circumstances she finds herself completely speechless, where she is unable to speak a word, and she feels that this silence, the silence of her mother, the death of her mother, has silenced each and everything in her life. Dear children, I hope that you have understood the poem very well. So let's discuss the poetic devices quickly. In first line of the poem, the poet has used personification by using the words cardboard shows. Now we all know that cardboard is a non-living thing. It cannot show us anything, but the poet has personified it by giving it a human quality. The second poetic device that has been used frequently in the poem is alliteration. You can see in the words stood still, through there, my mother. The consonant sound is repeated in the beginning. The third poetic device that has been used in the poem is transferred epithet, and it is used in the phrase terribly transient. Now the question arises, what is transferred epithet? Transferred epithet is actually using an adjective or an adverb to describe something by describing something else. The poet has used the adjective terribly for the feet, but actually not just the feet are temporary, but the whole human body is temporary and it changes over time. So, in order to describe all mortal things, the poet is describing the feet only. The next poetic device is oxymoron. Now, oxymoron is presenting two contradictory ideas, situations, or things together. And this poetic device has been used in the phrase labored is, something which is difficult and easy at the same time. Dear children, I hope this video of mine will help you to get the real essence of this poem. Very soon, I'll be back with a new video on some other topic. Till then, to take very good care of yourself. Goodbye.